All right, so we're going to talk about Bernie Sanders. He went on Fox News. Now, if there's a bunch of people on the left who think that's a bad thing to do. You're not supposed to do that. That's bad. Even though Barack Obama did it, Hillary Clinton did it, Donna Brazile has a goddamn contract with them. Right? So, they're half the country. It's important to talk to half the country. I think you're making a mistake if you don't talk to half the country. So Bernie did. He went, Fox News offered him a thing. And it was obvious that they had Brett Baer, who was hosting, and I'm going to blank. I'm blanking on the woman's name.
Is it Martha McCallum?
Martha McCallum. Okay. And they're both millionaires, by the way. Correct, Steph? Didn't you look up what their net worth was?
Yeah, Brett is I believe he's 16 million. And
Can you text it to me? Can you get it?
Yeah.
So it was funny that there were these rich people interviewing Bernie, and you could see that they were they wanted to have a soundbite where they stuck the knife in Bernie. They wanted,
yes,
they were trying to do that, and it wasn't working. They were looking like jerks, kind of.
They got the opposite soundbite.
They actually
got the total opposite soundbite of what they wanted.
So here it comes. I'll play it.
Okay, just so you know, Jimmy, Brett's worth $16 million, and his salary is $7 million.
A year.
No big deal.
$7 billion a year.
Okay, now
think about how much money that. You know how much money? I know exactly how much money that is per work day. That's $30,000 a day per work day. Okay.
Now talk about a gender pay discrepancy here. Martha McCallum is only worth $8 million, and her salary is $700,000.
So there's a couple of millionaires sitting there. I mean, like really not millionaires because they own a house, but millionaires because they got millions of dollars in the bank. That's a different kind of millionaire. If you own a house and your house over 30 years all of a sudden is $1 million house, that's a different kind of, that's like Bernie wealth. So anyway, here it is. I'm not going to stop it anymore. He gets a question about Medicare for all. So he answers it, and then Brett Baer tries to shiv him, and it backfires right in his face. Let's watch.
Throw it back to you. Do you think it makes sense to spend twice as much per capita as the people of any other nation and be the only country in the world not to guarantee health care to all people?
This audience has a lot of Democrats in it. It has Republicans, independents, Democratic socialists, conservatives. I want to ask the audience a question. If you could raise your hand here. A show of hands of how many people get their insurance from work, private insurance right now. How many get it from private insurance?
So it's a little
okay.
It's a little dark, but everybody's got their friggin' hands up, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little dark. I'll narrate it for you. Everybody's got their hand up.
Of those, how many are willing to transition to what the senator says, a government-run system?
The whole place goes nuts.
And everybody still has their hand up.
Oops. Oopsie daisy. They're Brett Baer at Fox News. That is not the soundbite they were looking for. That was not what they kind of blew up in their face. And so watch what he does. Watch what Brett Baer. Then he thought he was going to be, that was going to be a devastating point. This is how out of touch. So when you're worth $16 million, you have no idea that normal people are super struggling. Even people who are employed, like everyone there who's employed and gets their health care from their employer, is still super scared about getting sick because when they do, they get screwed. So here, and watch what Brett Baer tries to do after this screw up of his.
There's 180 million people on private insurance.
All right, let's deal with that, Brett.
And
Fair question.
They would be lost, right?
Well,
so he tries to turn it, but there's 180 people on private insurance, and they would be lost, right? Like, Bernie's right there. He's going to knock that stupid thing down you just said. Like, why would you? Like, that's something you say if no one isn't there to rebut you. But Bernie's right there, and he's going to, of course, what Brett Baer's trying to do is, again, trick people. He's trying to gaslight people into thinking they would lose their health insurance under Bernie's plan, which they would be getting ass-kicking better health insurance under Bernie's plan. Medicare for all is better than any goddamn plan you're going to get from Blue Cross or anybody else because why? Because Medicare doesn't want to make more money off of you. They're not trying to deny you service or medical treatments so they can get a bonus. That's not how Medicare works. That's how our system works now, which is why every time I want to get a procedure, I either have to hire a lawyer and go to court with my insurance company or pay for it out of my pocket. I had to get an MRI earlier this year on my, it was a CT scan, whatever it was, some kind of scan for my sinuses because I have things growing in them that are not good. And I have to get an operation, and the insurance company's not going to pay for it. I go that morning, they go, oh yeah, insurance company said they're not going to pay. So I had to pay out of my pocket $500 for that, or else I don't get. So that's Brett Bayer's trying to trick people, and Bernie brings it right back. First of all, let me throw it to you. Wasn't that great the way just to watch? Hey, put up your hand. Let's watch it again, and then we'll talk about it.
Yes.
Throw it back to you. Do you think it makes sense to spend twice as much per capita as the people of any other nation and be the only country in the world not to guarantee health care to all people?
This audience has a lot of Democrats in it. It has Republicans, independents, Democratic socialists, conservatives. I want to ask the audience a question. If you could raise your hand here. A show of hands of how many people get their insurance from work, private insurance right now. How many get it from private insurance? Okay, now of those, how many are willing to transition to what the senator says, a government-run system? There's 180 million people on private insurance.
All right, let's deal with that, Brett.
And they would be lost. Right?
So Brett just ignored what happened right in front of him, Ron.
Because he wanted all the hands to go down. That's what he thought was going to happen. He thought it was like, yeah, our employer, well, who would be willing to go to the Senate? And they would be like, oh, no, we love our employer. He thought that was what was going to happen. So then he just went to his next point anyway, like, yeah, all the 180 people, they'd all be lost.
They're going to be lost, right?
Did not work out the way he planned.
Yeah, that's when Brett Baer starts scrambling. But wait, about the 180. Oh, God damn it! This is not working out the way.
This was not in the script.
All I know are the producers in the ears of Brett and Martha are going, keep talking, keep talking.
Hit him with
Don't
the
let the audience
Hit him with the 180 million. Hit him with the 180 million.
Yes. Yeah, because every time Senator Sanders was getting like the audience, like they were involved.
Momentum.
Right? Brett and Martha decided to put a kibosh on it to get down to the real answers. And they were responding. And I have to say, once again, I am tired of hosts and commentators dividing the audience, saying we have Democrats, we have Republicans, we have, social Democrats. You know what? They're fucking Americans.
Yeah.
I noticed that too. I thought about that. I was like they were coming together and they were like, yeah, we're liking the ideas. And then he slid that in there. He's like, well, we got Democrats, Republicans. Hey, remember, guys, don't get in unity about something. Don't do that.
Yeah, we want to keep you
Democrats
divided.
and Republicans.
So that was the best part. For me, that was Bernie's crowning moment, and he even have to say anything. That was Bernie's just a symbol of an idea that people want. Again, people aren't into Bernie's hip personality or the way he dresses or his sexy hairstyle. People are backed Bernie because Bernie offered them something. And if you remember, when he stopped campaigning for himself and started campaigning for Hillary Clinton in 2016, people stopped showing up to listen to Bernie. Because, again, it wasn't Bernie's personality or his sexy hairstyle. It was Bernie's ideas that people were interested in and wanted to support. And when he said, hey, come support the thing that we're actually supposed to be against, nobody showed up. So do you want to hear his answer? Let's see what he says.
To your system.
Fair
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Good question.
Good, thank you.
I know it's what the right wing throws out, so let me answer it. All right? Millions of people every single year lose their health insurance. You know why? They get fired or they quit and they go to another employer. I was a mayor for 8 years. You know what I did? What probably every mayor in America does? Is you look around for the best insurance program, the most cost-effective insurance. You change insurance. Every year, millions of workers wake up in the morning and their employer has changed the insurance that they have. Maybe they like the doctors. People are nodding their heads. Okay, so this is not new. Every year. Now, what we're talking about actually is stability. That when you have a Medicare for all, it is there now and will be there in the future.
Senator, let me ask you a question about.
And they must have had a workshop before this and told both of the hosts that if they ever start cheering for Bernie, immediately try to start talking over the applause so it dies it down. That's exactly what every time people were cheering for Bernie. Every time. It was very frustrating, and I think it really kind of revealed both of the hosts to be partisan hacks.
what was for sure on purpose, because
Yeah.
in the rules of live speaking, that's one of the first rules you learn.
Yes, is
Like you don't speak over the applause.
Yeah, if someone's getting applause for something they just said, you let that applause happen.
I learned that from Conan O'Brien.
Next live Jimmy Dore show is June 5th. That's a Wednesday at Hermosa Beach Comedy Club in Hermosa Beach, California. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all tickets. We might be coming to your town. And if you love the show, please become a patron. Please support the show. We give you hours of bonus material every week. And please click that bell and make sure you're subscribed. Even if you think you are already subscribed, they unsubscribe people every day. Just check. Thanks for your support.